Hey guys, Simon here and welcome back to another video. Today we have some items to take a look at and have a chat about, so let's get into it. Okay, so first up I really want to draw some attention to a title that goes by the name of Mortal Shell. This game has been a total surprise hit for me this year. It was released digitally back on August the 18th, with the physical version releasing later on in October, and was developed by Cold Symmetry, a newly formed dev studio that comprises of only 15 people. That is crazy. But as for the gameplay, Mortal Shell is an action RPG that has its own take on the Souls-like genre, which I feel has been done very successfully. It contains great core mechanics, art style, combat, sound design, and atmosphere. As for runtime, it took me about 12 hours to complete, and I did a lot of looking around and exploring during my playthrough, but I find it amazing that a studio as small as Cold Symmetry can create a game of such high quality, while you have much larger studios that employ hundreds of people, and all they seem to do is spit out rubbish every year. So it really goes to show just how much Cold Symmetry cared about this title and its development. So this is a dev team I will be following with great interest moving forward into the future. So if you're a fan of Souls-like games, Mortal Shell is a title you should definitely check out. Next up we have some hardware. It's a boxed and complete original PS1. Now I already own a few original PlayStations, but I've never gone out of my way to find one that's boxed, because I'm not the type of collector that needs to have everything in perfect condition. But I really wanted to find this specific model of PS1, that being the SCPH5502 in complete condition, because this was the model of my very first PlayStation. And this one is in great condition, with all of its original packaging, manuals, demo 1 disc, even the registration card. I can't remember how long it's been since I've seen one of those. Even to see the original packaging again is a total nostalgia trip, as when I was a kid, I would spend ages just looking at the back of the box at all the different PS1 games you could buy, along with all the different peripherals you could get, and wishing I had enough money to purchase them. But I'm really happy to have a complete and boxed PS1, and I might pick up a clear box protector and put this on display somewhere in the game room. Now I know I just mentioned that I'm not the type of collector that really cares about complete in box items, and honestly, it was just a total coincidence that I found this next item in the condition that it's in. But I came across a brand new and unopened Resistance 3 Survivor Edition. Now I already own a copy of Resistance 3, so I've got no reason to open this, but I'm not sure. Should I open it or should I keep it sealed? Let me know in the comments below. But as for Resistance, it's a great series, and I remember watching my brother-in-law play the original in the mid-2000s on his OG launch PS3. And then when I picked up my PS3 Slim back in 2009-2010, I played the first Resistance game, and then in 2011 I played Resistance 3, and then I played Resistance 2 in 2012. So I played the series out of order, but I fell in love with it, and I really hope that maybe we get a remake of all three, or better yet, a true installment. I know we had Resistance Burning Skies on the Vita, but I'd love to see a new installment in the mainline series handled by Insomniac. That would be awesome. And I know that a lot of other people are wanting that as well, so who knows what might happen with a new generation of consoles. This next title I picked up back in February of this year before the whole CV pandemic kicked off. It's a copy of Chocobo Racing, a title that was released way back on the 18th of March, 1999. I remember seeing adverts for this back then in the official Australian PlayStation magazine, along with every other PlayStation magazine, as Square was just off the back of releasing Final Fantasy 7 and 8, and the Final Fantasy hype was sky high. Squaresoft could not do any wrong. It was an awesome time for gaming. But back to Chocobo Racing. This is basically a Final Fantasy inspired kart racer where you would take control of various Final Fantasy characters and compete across a wide variety of modes that range from a story mode, a Grand Prix mode, relay race, and a time attack mode. It's a pretty cutesy looking title, but I'm a sucker for PS1 racing games, and I've been after a copy of this for a while, so I'm pretty keen to check it out. And last up is a classic for the PlayStation 2. It's SOCOM US Navy SEALs with a USB headset. Damn, this brings back some memories. I remember back during August 2002 when this first released. At the time, I didn't have a PS2, but my sister's boyfriend did, and I would go over to their house and I would watch him play Soco. And I remember being blown away that you could communicate with your squad using the USB headset during single player games and giving them orders and having to play really tactical in order to get through missions. Then watching him go online and actually talk to people. This was the first time I had ever seen a console player multiplayer game online, and it just blew my mind. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Obviously now the servers for this game have been taken down, but it's still fun to fire it up and use the USB headset in single player. Even though the AI is a little bit dopey and you really need to be clear when giving voice commands into the mic. But this is certainly a blast from the past, and I'm looking forward to spending a lot more time playing through it. Well, that's it for today. I'd love to know what you guys have picked up recently and what have you been playing. As for myself, I'm playing through New Game Plus on Mortal Shell. Absolutely loving this game. I really want to unlock all the abilities for the different characters and upgrade the weapons and learn some new playstyles. It's a brilliant title. As I previously said, if you're a fan of the Souls genre, you need to check Mortal Shell out. But before we go, one last thing for anyone that's made it this far in the video. I'd love to make a Q&A vid soon, so if anyone has any questions, drop them down in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them and you'll be featured in an upcoming video, so it should be a lot of fun. Anyway guys, with that said, remember, keep that positivity flowing and I'll see you next time with more PlayStation content.